The Big H Podcast, tune in now. Conversations that'll wow. Laugh and learn, stay a while. Let's explore that Hilton style. From the highs to the lows, every story just explodes. Mike's got questions on the go, diving deep from head to toe. Every week the guests align, sharing moments so divine. Stay with us, the pace is fine. Every episode you'll find. The Big H Podcast, tune in now. Conversations that'll wow. Laugh and learn, stay a while. Let's explore that Hilton style.
Katie Caprino, Hilton Central School District, teacher at the Village Elementary. It's great to have you on the Big H Podcast.
Thanks for having me, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, I always wanted to have you on because when I see you in the hallways, no matter what's going on in your career, you always have a smile on your face, and you have a good nature about you with your students and things like that. When did you know that you wanted to be an educator?
Oh boy. I think that that's always just something that I've known I've wanted to do. I don't think there was ever a time where I was like, well, I'm going to try something different. Like, it's always just been something that teaching for me has been like a passion. And I feel like that was something as a child I knew. Had a nice group of students in my neighborhood. And I feel like that was just, I knew that was for me.
Did you play school?
Oh, yeah.
You did? Now,
school.
were you the teacher, the student, the principal? What did you play? You were always the teacher?
I loved having like papers, crayons, all the things to pass out, collect, and delegate to my students. Like, pass this out. I was a little bossy.
Now, do you think like that time when you were young and you wanted to be a teacher and you may have been a little bossy, has that also enabled you to the career where you're at right now in your spot?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully no one says I'm too bossy.
No.
But absolutely. I think that, I've done several different roles as far as teaching. I am a special education teacher, and I've done that in different capacities in different settings. And I think that, until I was in my current position, I wasn't like, oh, this is where I'm meant to be. And now I really do feel like this is the best space for my skills and my creative side and those types of things.
So you really clued into one of my next questions, talking about different settings for special education teachers. There's some people that are watching this that are very well versed in education. There's going to be some that aren't. So tune them into a little bit about the different settings of special education.
Yeah, well, I'm most familiar with Hilton, but really special education is really a very broad term to support students with special needs. In Hilton, we have some special classes, which are basically students that have a little bit more complicated needs, I suppose, than students that you might find, like, say, in your class. So my class is a special education kindergarten class that only has 6 students in it. And the reason for that is because it really allows us to kind of dig deep and really get to know what's going to work best for a little bit more of a complicated learner and supporting them where they're at.
So is yours a 6 1-to-1 class?
Yes.
Okay, so explain to us what a 6 1-1, what does the numbers mean?
Yes, the numbers are the ratios. So 6 students, 1 teacher, myself, and a teacher assistant.
Okay.
And then some of the other students in the room there's still 6 students, but there may be other support staff that support them, like a paraprofessional or an aide.
And are there other settings you explained, like in your class, Mike, I taught, can you explain them, the models?
Yeah, so in Hilton, we have a special class. So Hilton has a 6-1-1, they have a 12-1-1, they have an 8-1-1. Again, those are the ratios of students to teachers to teacher assistants. They also have inclusion settings. So that may be a consultant teacher model where the teacher will come in, they'll be in a mainstream setting, and then a special education teacher will support them for certain portions of their day. Integrated co-taught is offered also in Hilton, and that is a program for there's a special education teacher and a classroom teacher in the same classroom all day long. But those are a little bit those are more of the less restrictive environments. My setting is a little bit more, it would be considered a pretty restrictive placement, I suppose. But
Right.
that really just means that the scope of the students and their needs are a little bit more in depth.
Would you mind explaining a little bit about the special needs, going from high needs to every child has needs in school? You know what I mean? Like maybe on the autism spectrum versus, learning disabilities.
Sure. So I feel like my expertise as far as my role at Hilton is really for students that have autism or some significant language needs. I think, every child has, like you said, needs, and there's different classifications in order to be considered a special education student. Some might have a learning disability, some might have difficulty with attending. So really that classification is determined by the CSE at the district level, and that kind of determines the best fit for you as far as the types of supports that you need to be most successful in accessing the curriculum in Hilton.
How many years have you been teaching in Hilton?
16.
16?
Yes.
And has your entire career been in Hilton?
No. I actually taught 2 years prior to coming to Hilton in the Binghamton area where I grew up. So I taught middle school, actually.
Really?
Right out of college. Taught 6th grade.
Really?
Yeah.
What, why the move from Binghamton to Hilton? Did you get married? Or
Oh, I got married. Yes. Great decision for me.
Right.
Honestly, so I went to college in Rochester. I went to St. John Fisher and then moved back home and got a job in the Binghamton area. But, had my boyfriend and we kind of were long distance for a little while, and then we got engaged. And when we got engaged, I searched for, a job, and the job worked out that I was hired in Hilton, and I made the move up here, and we got married, and this is where our life is now.
Where'd you meet your boyfriend? Was it college?
Yes, my husband.
Now, yes.
Yeah, we met at St. John Fisher.
What's he do for a living?
Al works for Rochester Regional Health. He's a numbers guy, so he is involved in their finance. I wish I could speak better to it. He'll probably be disappointed that I'm not able to eloquently say what he does, but he is vice president of finance for some of their business lines in the healthcare. So,
does he listen to teacher talk when you come home and maybe have a good dad or an indifferent day?
He listens well. I mean, I think he does kind of help me sometimes with those trying to put things in perspective.
Right.
So I think that that's helpful because his lens is very different from mine. Just like I don't know that I could fully and adequately explain his job, I don't know that he could do that for mine either. So I feel like he listens to the teacher talk. There's a lot of teachers in the neighborhood, and we will, just chit chat or just kind of debrief on the day, or, funny story that happened, and, all the non-teachers that they listen. But no, Al's a great sport about it all.
Good. So you grew up in the Binghamton area. Was that where you were born as well?
Yes, I was born and raised in Binghamton. Most of my family still lives there. My parents and my siblings are all there. And I visit regularly. I feel like as the kids have gotten older and their activities have increased and they're just busier and we're busier, we don't get down there quite as much. But I was actually down last weekend. My cousin got married, so we got to go to a wedding and kind of see the extended family, which was nice. And then also see my sister who just had a new baby. So that was a very great visit.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
A lot of things.
You had siblings. How many siblings? Tell me about them with their ages and families.
Oh, goodness. Their ages will probably be tricky for me because I'm in denial of my age. But I am the oldest. I'm the oldest of 5. I have 3 brothers and a sister. We're all about 2 years apart. So it's me, my brother Jerome, Danny, then my sister Carolyn, and then my youngest brother Pat. And they're all home in the Binghamton area, living, working, doing their thing. And yeah, it's really great to get together, especially for happy family events. I feel like we kind of get into that age where you're either going down for a funeral or you're going down for a wedding. And it's nice to have just seen everyone for something that was really happy and fun. And when we get together, it's always a great time.
Hmm. Did any of them pursue a career in education?
My sister did. I'm trying to think, like, she's on maternity leave, but she is a teacher. She works in an early intervention kind of program in the Binghamton area, so she has the real little ones. And then my brothers are in these sort of like different trades.
Trades.
Yeah.
Describe what early intervention is. Is that in language, or what is it?
Yeah. So early intervention is basically for children that are not kind of meeting developmental milestones. And they're usually 2 or younger. Once you get to 3, you're then a preschool student that can be supported. So early intervention targets 2 and younger. On my rate of things, it depends on really the scope of your needs, but it could be speech, it could be feeding, it could be PT, OT, things like that. Really kind of depends, but you have to qualify for it, and then you get services based on your needs and I guess developmental gaps maybe is the best way to put it.
Mom and Dad, are they still around are they still with us?
Yes, they are. Coming up this weekend, actually. My mom was a phys ed teacher.
So there is education.
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
My mom was a phys ed teacher. She just recently retired. And my dad's been retired for a couple of years now, but he, wanted to be a teacher. Always told everyone, be a teacher, But he worked in insurance. He worked for Liberty Mutual and did sales and enjoyed that for most of his career. Before that, he did I feel like he's always had like a million different jobs. There was 5 of us growing up, so he was busy with getting, work and all the different, like, he just did everything. He coached, he was working, he was helping us with things. So he's always been busy. And then my mom, I have 2 kids, and I'm just like, I don't even know how she did it because there was 5 of us, and everyone had a practice and different locations and kind of a divide and conquer. I really makes me wonder how they were able to kind of pull it all together every day and not lose it, but they did. They did great.
So you're a child of a big family. Tell me what it was like in your family. What was it like in a big family? Positives, negatives?
I think it's all.
What'd you glean from it?
I feel like as I moved away and affectionately called it the family circus now, but I mean, it's a lot of fun. I feel like there's nothing quite like it. And I remember when my sister got married and I got to be the matron of honor and shared, like when she was doing this, I was in 8th grade, and when she, was in high school, I got married, and when I had a baby, she got her tonsils out. And it was like just these big gaps kind of in like life. But now that we're all like adults, I feel like the playing field is like, we're all even. But growing up, I feel like it was just always a busy place. You always had someone to play with, fight with, bother, annoy.
I like the way you put that.
But also, like, that's part of, those are the things that you remember and the things that you kind of laugh about now. Thinking back, I always feel like on Thanksgiving we have like, remember that time that, we made Dad mad, or Mom said this, or, family vacations. Like, they're just always funny stories, kind of things you remember, or someone's perspective now is not quite what they thought it was at the time.
So you'd consider yourself pretty close even at this time.
For sure.
Go ahead.
Well, I just, it's one of those things where I don't talk to them every day. I don't see them every day, obviously. But like when we do get together, it's like you catch up quickly, and it's like no time has passed.
Do you go down to Thanksgiving or Christmas to Mom's every year? Or do you split up, go where you go?
Well, Al lives in Rochester and his family is here. So we do have to split up and take turns. And I try to be as equitable as I can about that. So, we make the rounds. Sometimes now that the kids are older, we're here on the actual holiday, like we're at our house on Christmas, but we'll have either gone to Binghamton prior, or we'll have a trip planned shortly thereafter so that we can see everyone and be together for, those big holidays.
How far is Binghamton from Rochester? Like a couple, 2.5 hours?
It depends on where you're going, but from my house in Hilton to my parents' house, it is 3 hours.
Did you have a good experience in Binghamton?
I did. I feel like those are where, like, the friends that I have from my childhood are still some of my closest friends. We've been friends since we were probably 5 in kindergarten together. Went through elementary and high school together. So those are truly like my closest friends, but at the same time, they don't all live there anymore. They've kind of scattered, but we're all still in touch, and just have a lot of really happy memories there with the people that you grew up with, and the people that you shared those experiences with have been, I could call any of them now and they'd pick up. It would be like no time has passed, kind of like your family,
Do mom and dad still live in the same house that you
They
grew
do.
up in? Very good. And how would you describe Binghamton when you were growing up, and how is Binghamton now?
Well, yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. Binghamton when I was growing up was all I knew.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, it was great. It was fine. We got, things that I like there, things that, I grew accustomed to. Like it's a city, but it's also kind of that small town feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then living in Rochester, I feel like there's, it's just a much larger area. Like I could go places in Binghamton, even when I go down to visit. It's like, I see people I know, I see people that know me or someone else. They know my family. And like here, like I go months before I run into someone like, oh, Katie.
Right.
I mean, it's just a different kind of feel. But then at the same time, I feel like everyone kind of experiences that with like their hometown, so to speak. So, now when I visit, I've lived here long enough. It was a really difficult transition at first because it was everything that I knew and loved was there. And so coming to Rochester, it was definitely, was a positive experience. I wouldn't trade my life here for anything now. But it's a place that I've had to grow to learn to love and call home. And now that I, live here and live in Hilton, I mean, I can't imagine raising my family anywhere else.
What were some of the things you did in Binghamton growing up? Like, your fun stuff. What'd you do? Did you play sports, hobbies?
I did sports. I wasn't like a standout athlete or anything, but I was a participant.
Which sports did you do?
I made JV basketball and softball and soccer. And then I changed and did cheerleading. And that was probably a better fit for me. I was a great cheerleader.
It's all right. Now,
and I really enjoyed that.
Was it competitive cheer, or was it more cheerleading for the team?
It was both. I mean, it's not, Hilton cheerleaders now, like they amaze me. But we did stunt and things like that. And it was, different level. I mean, I feel like, oh my goodness, any high school athlete now, I feel like they could be like professional when I was watching them play versus, I wouldn't have played on the team.
So much more specialized now.
People are really dedicated to their sport and their craft, and that was not me. I dabbled in it all. But I also, like it wasn't, we did things. It was just different. I don't know if that's a good answer or not, Mike. That's a hard question.
There's no right or wrong answer. It's just honesty is all we look for.
Honesty answer. I was a participant on the team. My parents would wave to me because I didn't usually get in. If it was like,
But you had a great attitude.
I had a great attitude. I was a great teammate. And yeah, Binghamton had like a lot of, there's some small little lakes around there that my friends and I would go to. And like we would go out in the summer and live our best life on like the floating dock and that kind of stuff. So those are some of our fonder memories of just going and doing our thing and being together. I don't think it's that different from growing up here necessarily. Just it's what we did.
I'm not going to go back and say how old you are, but there are some seniors in high school that are catching this. What was it like graduating? Some advice that you might give to a high school senior?
Just to enjoy the moments, I think I can think back on those and feel like, oh my goodness, they were not that long ago. I mean, they were. I will tell you, we're going on our 20-year high school reunion this Thanksgiving. So like time has passed. But at the same time, I feel like it wasn't that long ago. I mean, I can still remember those things. And if you ask, I have one of my best friends, she literally remembers everything from like 2004 to 2006 with great detail. And, when you hear those stories and you kind of recount them and get together, you're like, oh, it seems like it was yesterday. So for the young kids out there, the kids that are in high school and, just starting college, enjoy it. Remember it. These are your people. Have fun.
Now we go back to St. John Fisher was your college. Explain a little bit about your experience in college, what what that college was like at the time, and hobbies you got involved with, and what the campus was like.
Yeah, I mean, Fisher was a great college for education, which is really what, landed me there. And I feel like I was a really quiet college student. Like I
Mm-hmm.
kind of just did my thing. I was really into getting my straight A's. And
Mm-hmm.
so I was very studious. The campus life was good, but I also was kind of quiet. So I liked that it was a small campus. It wasn't, a big school. So I could kind of do my thing and fly under the radar and just get my work done and go to my dining hall and eat good food. Fisher has really good food. But yeah, college for me isn't like a milestone in my life that I was big. Like I got my education, I worked hard at it, I met my husband, but aside from like those pieces, like the only person that I'm still in touch with that I actually knew in college that I went to college with is my husband. Whereas like other people I know went to Fisher and I'm like, oh, I was there at the same time as you and I have no idea who you are. So that just kind of shows like my level of, it wasn't that I wasn't involved. I just kind of was quiet. Right. Did my thing.
Was there a sorority? You were in sororities there? No, I could see. I mean, that I knew that.
Seemed like my teacher club.
There was a teacher club. Tell me a little bit about that. What was that like?
Just all the education majors.
Yeah.
Doing, school things, drive, like school supply drives, backpack program, things like that. Like I was in it. I wasn't necessarily like in charge of it, so to speak, but like it was something that I participated in. But I think that that's a piece that, like, looking back, maybe I should have been more involved. And I think that that's something that I've made some adjustments in my professional life to make sure that I'm involved in more than just, me.
Right.
Making myself branch out there, make new friends and things like that. And I feel like that's something that I had to do when I did move to Rochester because I was quieter. And, now I don't think I am.
No. Now, where'd you do your student teaching?
Fairport. And then school number 20, I believe. Vastly different experiences, and they were fine. But none of my student teaching or like my college experiences was like the job I have now. You know what I mean? I feel like, and I don't know how I would have responded to a program like mine, had I entered it fresh out of college. I think that the experiences that I've had up until then have led me to here. And it's why I love my job so much. But it was a while ago.
Fairport and school number something or another.
Yeah, number 20. I wish I remember the name of it.
Well, it's all right. One of the positions you're in now, you have a lot of collaboration with paraprofessionals and other service providers.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? Because it is a vital piece to your spot.
Yeah, everyone has to be on the same page for sure. I think it's about being able to communicate with people, valuing everyone's input and kind of the lens that they're looking at something under. We have a lot of excellent therapists, the speech therapist, the OT, the PT. They're always, showing me and telling me, things from their perspective, and all those things together are kind of what we need to do and work on in order to kind of move the student forward. You can't just work on those language skills only in speech or those fine motor skills only in OT. You have to really be able to take all those pieces and embed them into their entire school day. And that's where the support staff comes in, is like, I'm one person and there's, a lot of students that have needs, and I'm not able to be with each kid all day. So having the support staff there to understand, like, these are the priorities, these are the things we're going to work on, these are the things they can do by themselves, let them do that. These are the ways that we want you to kind of coach them and help them kind of next steps. So you really have to have a good team of people that are willing to kind of roll up their sleeves and think outside the box and be willing to kind of give honest feedback, reflect. I mean, we change things every day. And that's a really important piece of the job.
Did you have those team centered characteristics, or did you grow into them as a professional?
I think I grew into them. I think before I was in my role as a special education teacher in my self-contained class, I was a consultant teacher, and I was also part of the co-taught team at one point. So I feel like those experiences you learn from other people, you get to see, different teaching styles, different ideas, and all of those things. You kind of get to take away the best of what everyone brings to the table and kind of make that your own. So that I think is powerful. And I think as time goes on, you feel a little bit more confident in your decision making and your areas of expertise, so to speak. And I think that helps, be the leader on the team, I suppose. We call it like our ship,
Right.
but like you got to keep it afloat.
Right.
Someone has to do that. And there's a lot of moving parts, and everyone has to you have to be attuned to what's going on, not just with what you're doing, but kind of everybody. And that's a role that, I feel like I've gotten better with over time. And also I couldn't do it without the support of all the other people. It's not something that anyone would be able to do without a team.
Occasionally that ship takes on water, and got to work to bail it out. Do you feel like coming from a large family aided you in that teamwork scenario?
Yeah, I do think that some of my like organization, I'm probably the most organized person that my siblings and parents know. That's not to say that I'm super organized, but I think that being the oldest and kind of like, I like to have all my ducks in a row and know that, where my things are. And those are just kind of traits that I think carry over oldest child syndrome, so to speak.
Right.
Like, kind of micromanaging. I tell my children and my husband, like, micromanaging others is my hobby. And, it is something that, over time you learn ways to kind of maybe not work smarter, not harder. You become a little bit more efficient in how you organize things or organize and support people. And I think that that's kind of where I am right now, is I've just been able to, I've done it long enough that I can know what I can delegate, know what I need to take on myself, and, trust my people. Cause
I like that. Trust your people.
Yeah.
When you were growing up, jobs you had in high school or maybe even college, did you have any jobs that, for extra money and stuff that?
Yeah, well, I did run like a summer camp through the city of Binghamton. I was like a counselor at it, and then I ran a site for a couple of years, and that was like my first taste of like, working with, parents essentially and things like that. So that was a great opportunity for me. And then I always joke because I can't believe my dad let me do this, but there was a time, like a downtime, where I finished, it was like May, but the summer camp didn't start till like after 4th of July. So I had like the whole month of June to like get a job. And I ended up working at like a factory, and I was on like the line of like literally it was Nalgene bottles, like taking them off the belt and putting the lid on them. Like, as fast as you could. It was like super intense,
right?
Very stressful. And it was just one of those things. I'm like, I can't even believe that my dad like dropped me off here with my lunch and let me go in with my friend. And we were like, but we can wear our pajamas. And the guy's like, yep, you just got to keep up with the assembly line. I was like, okay. And that was hard.
But hey, taught you something.
Yeah, it taught me a lot of things about, people skills, working with others, communication, showing kindness. You don't know about someone until, you walk in their shoes, so to speak. And that was a real eye opener for me, I think, is learning that, everyone has their own story and their own, you have no idea what might be going on in someone's life. So be kind.
You talked about parents. In your position, how do you communicate with parents, and how does the role of parents help with the education of their child?
Sure. Well, especially in my classroom, I mean, I really value, no one knows the child better than their own parents. I believe that. And I feel that we're most successful when the parents are on board with, what we're seeing at school and able to kind of support the best that they can at home, what things we can do at school that carry over, keeping routines in place, and just getting their insight, and trying to make sure that everyone's on the same page. And I've, always had really wonderful parents and families, who, everyone wants what's best for the student, but also knowing like they're sending you their most prized possession, truthfully. And I really think that I took on another, like, it was eye-opening when I had my own kids, and I work at school, and sending my kid to kindergarten was hard, and I work there, I'm down the hall. So the amount of trust that families and parents are putting in, educators is like huge. And, making sure that I'm able to, be as open with families as I can, and, let them know that, we're a team. So that's something I try to hopefully get across to families, that they can come to me. I'm here to help, and, we'll work together to support their child.
And you said, talk a little bit about your children that are in school, their ages. And
yeah, I have two kids, Cam and Claire.
She smiled a lot when she said that.
I do. So Cameron is in 5th grade, and Claire is in 3rd grade. So Cam is 10 and 8, but their birthdays are creeping up, so they're starting to be like, oh no, I'm 11 and 9. I'm like, okay. But yeah, they're winter babies, so they are right. They're almost 9 and 11, but right now they're 8 and 10.
What's it like teaching in the same building that your kids go to?
It's fun. I feel like when I'm working, unless you're sick,
right?
They're not like, coming to see me. But I feel like the getting out the door in the morning and like those types of pieces, like they're there early with me. This year is the first year that they started taking the bus home, and that's been a game changer. A little more independence on their end, and gives me a few minutes after school to kind of finish what I need to do. But I feel like it's really positive to be, know the types of things that they're talking about. They have so many joint like experiences. Like maybe I wasn't at the assembly that they were at, but like when they're talking about it, like I have a reference point and can kind of dig a little deeper into our dinner conversations. And I know you guys experienced it with your kids, and I think it's great. And I feel like all of a sudden my days with my son being at Village are numbered, because now all of a sudden we've blinked and he's in 5th grade, and I'm like, oh, and this year my daughter is in 3rd grade. So she's on like the other side of the building, which I used to, see her multiple times a day, like just in passing. She would like see me in the hall and be like, oh gosh, like, what are you doing? And now it's like, I see her a couple times a week, if that, and it's a wave, and she'll.
I hear you. Well, before you know it, Cameron will be in the middle school. Before you know it, he'll be stepping onto the high school stage, but we won't go that far so that quickly. How has education changed over the years in your mind?
Oh boy, that's
if you want to look at it from a special ed point of view.
I don't know. I feel like kids are kids. They want to be, loved, and they want to learn. They want to be heard and understood. And those aspects of teaching, I don't think have changed. I think that, at least from my perspective, trying to make sure that we're supporting the whole child. Like it isn't enough to just be like, all right, you're at school, and then, go home and, not fend for yourself, but like it is important to have some consistency between home and school, and that communication piece I think is even more critical, because there are so many competing things for families. Everyone is going. There's a lot of activities. Trying not to spread yourself too thin, and making sure that you have time to just be kids. I guess I don't know.
How about COVID? How do you feel that that's changed education at all?
Well, my son is a COVID kindergartner, and he's a germaphobe. But for us, it was different because I don't know. I feel like we had the COVID protocols really impacted us as adults in my classroom, because of many of the students, due to the nature of their needs, had exemptions for certain things. So it was just,
I guess what I'm getting to is we see so many reports not just special education, on how it kind of set back the education of or the social emotional kids.
Yeah.
Do you see that, or
I do.
is it an overstated phenomena?
There's too many variables, I think, for me to be like that. These factors are lacking. I mean, these skills are lacking because of COVID, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
I feel like there's a lot of, variables that account for a child being ready for school when I get them. And I think that that's, you have to meet the kid where they're at, and that's never changed. COVID aside, like when students enter my classroom, it doesn't matter if they're ready for reading and writing or they're working on, just, using language and getting their bodies ready to learn. Like the range of students hasn't changed. The range of needs hasn't necessarily changed. But I could see, like, looking at my own children and things like that, like we had to work real hard to make sure that we were kind of keeping up pace with those times where they weren't in school, or, the ownership being on me to like make sure that they were, keeping up and, checking their, they were 5 and 7, like they were young. So making sure that we were kind of on top of that. But I don't know. I don't think that my experience is, it's just that it's my experience. I don't think that it can be translated to anything bigger than that, I suppose.
If you had advice to parents, any general advice for any parent of any student, what would it be? Because we all talk about teaching the full child. We all talk about engagement between the school teacher and the parent. If you could give like maybe one piece of advice to parents, you now are a parent, you're an educator. What do you think it would be? Anything comes to mind?
It's hard to give universal advice other than just like love your kid. I think for us, those pieces, and I know parents are working so hard to make sure that like they're loved, they're cared for, they feel safe. Like those are things that matter and what everyone wants for their kids. And I think that those pieces, if some of those aren't intact, then we do see, some downfall, I guess, at school with some of those things. If they're feeling, if you're hungry and you're not ready to, come to the table because you haven't had breakfast, like let us know that so that we can kind of put those pieces in place for your kid and your child. But I don't know. I don't know that I can give parenting advice to like the universe.
Right.
Love your kid.
Right. How has your teaching changed over the years? Because you're not the same teacher. Nobody's a teacher the first year.
Absolutely.
In the first year, you don't know anything.
Yeah, no, that's valid.
I'm in the 26th year and I still don't know anything.
Every year is a different year, I think. And sometimes I feel like we're just, not constantly, but, you're drawing on the experiences things you've learned from the past, maybe tricks or ideas that you maybe had with other students in years past, and then kind of adapting and changing. For me, my teaching now is so student specific and so student interest driven that from year to year, that does fluctuate quite a bit. But that's because, we're really working on trying to establish engagement in learning, joint attention, and kind of the building blocks for being ready to learn is really a big component of my classroom. So you got to meet them where they're at, and you have to find a way to engage them and, hook them. If they're not interested in what you're doing, you got to do something else.
But Katie, you do an amazing job, and I think you're not giving yourself enough credit. Can you give maybe 1 or 2 examples of things where you've met a kid where they're at and it's brought them out? Because I've seen you pull stuff in that general area there. And...
Well, so, I mean, I think about today, I passed you in the hall and I was on the other side of a wagon and my friend was pulling it and we were trying to give him some heavy work, sensory input. He had to go back into the classroom and do like a math task that was taxing for him. And he needed kind of a movement break first. And so that's, what we were doing. And he was also working on using some language about, going and fast and slow. And if you think about when you're developing those skills, if no one listens to you, then you're not going to use them, or you're going to find a different way to go fast or go slow. So trying to honor the language of what the students are saying is a big piece of what we're doing, and sometimes leads us to like some unconventional things, like, you know, pull me in this wagon, or I'm going to pull you. You tell me what to do. Should we turn it around? Should we go fast? Should we go this way or that way?
Right.
And, you know, having them kind of realize that their thoughts, and then sharing them, language, like telling me, oh, this is what I want. She's going to do it, is like this eye-opening. Yes. And we want to have that happen as much as we possibly can in, you know, our classroom setting, and every classroom. But I feel like in order to engage learners that I have, you're definitely doing some things that are, you know, you're thinking outside of the box. You're trying to find ways to make this fun and enjoyable, and they need to want to do it.
Right. I don't know if it was last year, a few years back. Do you remember what you did for Spirit Day? That was something very special with your class. You did something with your kids in the center, and they had all sorts of water games and going on. Remember that?
Yes. Well, now we frequently use the courtyard, but there was, you know, sometimes when you're doing something really, really fun and you're, you know, 5,
right,
you don't know when you're going to get to do this really fun thing again. Right. So like sometimes things that are really exciting and fun can be a challenge, because for some students, they're not sure, well, when am I ever going to get to do this again? Like, I don't want to go back inside. I want to do this. So we, you know, waiting in lines, things like that can be tough. So we kind of did our own, we didn't go totally rogue, but we just set up some things that were a little bit more in their wheelhouse of things that they really liked, and kind of set up our own alternate space so that they would be able to participate fully and have a great day like everyone else in the school. But also make it a little less overwhelming, a little less waiting, a little more, you know, student directed. Exactly. And that's harder to do when you're trying to work in a, you know, Village does a great job. But it's a huge school. So when we have like school-wide events that are really great and fun, you know, I want our students to participate and get out there. And I feel like Village is very inclusive. They, you know, if I ask for something, you know, they'll find a way to help us do it. But at the same time, I also want to make sure that they're able to kind of maximize that fun. It's not fun if you have to go and then wait in a 20-minute line. So that was kind of our adapted sort of Spirit Day, as we brought some of those activities into the courtyard area and kind of had it reserved so that we could use it and enjoy the day, and they could kind of have their own alternate Spirit Day, but still have access to really fun things.
It was great. And I think part of that led to you winning Teacher of the Year for 2022-23. And I was one of the ones that nominated you. And then when it came to the committee, there was actually 3 people that nominated you. And there was another, I forget, another teacher in the building, and then somebody from the high school. And when it came time to search out letters, you had 29 different people in the district write letters for you, which was, I think, a testament to what you do with students. Question, were you surprised when you got that award? I was
shocked.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, truly one of the most, a great honor, honestly. I was very surprised, and especially because I do feel like I work with such a small, you know, group of students. I'm kind of in my own little world, my own entity kind of. So it was really just very touching, and, you know, also very humbling to know that people took time to write letters, to show their support, and to truly think that I was deserving of that honor was just something I'll never forget.
Well, it was very much deserved, and it's people like you that deserve that award.
Well, thank you, Mr. Heiss.
You're welcome. Advice to people that are thinking about teaching.
I mean, you got to be willing to be a lifelong learner.
Okay.
I think
the district will love to hear you say that. It's one of the cadet intentional values.
I think you honestly, I think some of the things that I've, you know, learned in my training is, you know, has since been proven like, oh, you got to do it this way. And, you know, I think the trends in education do change. If you're in it long enough, you do see that. And you have to be willing to do what's best for kids. And that means that, you know, you yourself are staying current on, you know, what is best for kids. And knowing that, you know, you got to do your best, perfection is not something that I think, that's for me something I did have to let go of. Perfect is not the same as my best.
Mhm.
And I think that is something that I had to kind of find a way to
grapple with.
Yeah, because otherwise you'd go crazy.
Another time when I came into contact with you was during the union leadership. You led scholarship stuff. Talk a little bit to us about the scholarship work that you did.
Yeah, well, so I have been on the scholarship for quite a few years now, and the scholarship committee is a subcommittee, I guess, of the Teachers Association, where we raise money to support scholarships for seniors that are pursuing education. So every year we are looking to fundraise in order to, fund the scholarship, basically. And we've had a few, like, it's evolved, but our most recent and probably our most successful event since I was not on the scholarship committee. I don't even know that I was in Hilton during the fun night, but we basically tried to go through and kind of duplicate that. So we have now the Little Cadet Carnival, which is usually held in the spring. I believe this year it's April 24th or 25th, but it's at the high school. And it's an event run by the scholarship committee and teacher volunteers to basically, we have a bunch of games, little carnival in the gym. There's face painting, there's an obstacle course, there's community booths, library, fire station, Parma Rec usually comes. There's a lot of different community agencies that set up a table. We have, food, concessions, ice cream. We have donation raffle baskets, I guess, that teaching staff, a department might make a basket as a donation, and then they'll be able to, I don't know if it's a raffle, but basically it's a silent auction. Yeah. I don't think that that's the right word for it.
Okay.
But either way, it's a fundraiser. So yeah, that's basically been the thing that we've really fine-tuned the last, I think this will be going on our 4th year of doing the carnival. The part that I kind of micromanage is the registration and
she admits micromanaging.
Yes. So that was a big thing that we did last year, was we worked on making it like an online purchase, so that we weren't it made the entry into the carnival a lot faster and hopefully smoother. But yeah, that's a great event that we have every year. It's a lot of fun to put together, and it's usually very well attended by all 3 elementary schools, which is nice to have all the district come together for such a great cause.
Got a new parent moves into Hilton. How would you describe Hilton to a new parent?
Well, I feel like Hilton is a place that I've learned to call home. Before I lived in Hilton, I just taught here. And then when it was, when I had Cam, it was like, I said to my husband, I'm like, I either need a new job or a new house. And he's like, okay. And we picked Hilton. And honestly, it's been such a wonderful experience for me to have, be part of the community where I teach and live here. It's wonderful. I think that, the schools are great. The people here are wonderful. I've made some of my best friends as adults. They're down the street next door to me. Like those pieces, maybe I just got really lucky, but I just feel like overall, it's a wonderful place to call home.
I think the people that are around you got lucky, Katie.
Well, I am very grateful for my, my neighborhood of friends and, my people, because, with your family, my family being far away, you count on those friendships and those people to kind of be there with you. And, the good, the bad, they're there for it all. And it's, they're my village, so to speak,
there you go.
And they're great.
Well, before we wrap up, just some fun questions. You got a favorite book you want to bring up to us?
Oh gosh, I've read a lot of books this summer.
You're a book reader?
I am.
Now, do you read books? Because I know your neighbor listens to them on tape.
I don't
She tried to act like she read them, but there's a difference.
Yeah, we disagree on the
full disclosure. I'm not saying who that is.
No, I know who you mean. And she loves audiobooks. I personally, when she's doing audiobooks, I'm listening to music and like having a little concert.
Okay, well, maybe before you get back to the book, what's your favorite musical genre or group?
Oh, I like country music. I'm also a Swiftie.
Really?
Taylor. Yep.
No kidding.
Very serious.
Very serious, no joke.
Very serious.
Country music, any particular musical artist, or you know what I mean?
Come on, really?
Yeah.
I mean, anything.
Have you gone to any recent concerts have you been to a Taylor Swift concert?
I'm going.
You are? Where to?
I'm going to Toronto.
Toronto?
Yeah.
Now, her songs are like 2 minutes and 30 seconds long, so she can get through like 45
Yeah,
songs.
it's going to be a great show. I
You're
can't
gonna look
wait.
you're gonna look for Travis Kelce too.
I mean,
I'm not making funny.
I know. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't mind Travis. I'll probably keep an eye out for, Josh Allen. But yeah, I mean, if he's there, that's cool.
Very cool.
I
All
get
right.
his autograph.
All right.
Give
Well,
him a
that's
friendship bracelet for sure.
is that what they do with Taylor Swift? I don't
Yeah,
even.
I've been preparing,
You have?
making bracelets
You're
to
so
wear to
funny.
trade.
Have you made your daughter into a Swiftie? Or
Yes,
your
her
son?
and-
I don't want to be.
Cameron says Taylor Swift is ear torture. He's wrong. Claire and Taylor share a birthday, so
Okay.
she is
Really?
Swiftie through and through. December 13th.
No kidding.
Yep.
Well, enjoy that concert, I guess.
I got some time though. It's coming up though. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, can you multitask and think of the favorite book you might have? And
Yeah. So let me think. I've read a lot of books this summer. I can give you a genre. So
Okay,
I
good
like
for that.
a good murder mystery.
Okay.
Suspense.
Uh huh.
I don't like scary shows, but I don't
Right.
mind scary books. I guess
Okay.
those type of thriller books I like. And any book that comes recommended by a friend, I'll read.
Uh huh.
My reading, I'm like if I start a book though, I have to sit and I have to read it, and like nothing else gets done. So my reading does kind of fall to the wayside once school starts, because I can't stay up late reading. I mean, it's getting past my bedtime, but I can't stay up late reading books.
It's almost Friday. Anyone can get through a Friday. Now, do you have a pool? You read by the pool,
I read
or
by the pool.
Okay.
I have a pool. I have a
Mhm.
relaxing chair.
yeah?
I have an umbrella because I get sunburned very easily. And I live my best life at my
Yeah.
pool with my book and my summer reading. And I will read over the school year too, but
Mhm.
the bulk of the reading is in the summer.
Good.
Yeah.
So, do you like the mystery, or no, the murder mystery? Do you like to try to figure out who done it and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
I'm never right. I also like to read ahead.
Now,
I'm-
do you just read the dialogue, or do you read everything in between too? Because I know some readers. You know what do you understand what I mean?
If it's like boring, I
Yeah.
just scan it,
Yeah.
make sure, and then I'll end up leaving back because I missed something important, or I want to confirm something. And that's why I like the actual book. I do read on my Kindle a lot, but
Mhm.
if you want to peek ahead to the end or whatever, doing that on the Kindle is a lot of work.
Do you consider yourself a reader? Have you always been a reader?
No, I haven't always been a reader. As far as reading for enjoyment, I feel like
Mhm.
that was something that I really do now as an
Okay.
adult. I didn't
Gotcha.
necessarily, I wasn't I liked reading, but I didn't like forced reading. Like, you got to read this book for your class,
Mhm.
That kind of stuff. I wasn't where are the cliff notes?
Favorite quotation?
Oh boy.
Could be from a parent. Could be
Yeah.
from. Doesn't
I
have
mean,
to
anything about kindness really speaks to me. But if you can be in a world where you can be anything, be kind. That is, I think that's what I put on my work puzzle piece.
Be. Yeah.
But I feel like that is something that is really in the realm of things that everyone can do, and if
Okay.
everyone was just
Be
a little
kind.
kinder, that's something that's important to me.
I agree. Favorite leisure activity? I mean, besides reading, what would it be? Do you play golf? Do you
Oh,
play tennis? Anything?
you must have got the intel. I do golf. I'm not good at golf, but I do it from time to time.
Well, I kind of know the in scoop from your husband's a big golfer.
He's a good golfer. I
Yeah.
am not Al. He's a great golfer.
Mhm.
And honestly, I play with him from time to time, but for the most part, I do like my women's league and golf with, friends from golf. So I'm getting better. It's a real
where do you play?
testament.
Would you have a course?
Yeah.
Which one do you play?
We play at Berkeley.
Okay. And is that where your women's league is at too?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's wonderful. And I go there, I eat dinner.
Uh-huh.
I have some outfits. Those are the things that I'm at golf for.
Did you say you have some outfits?
Yeah,
Yeah.
my golf clothes.
Yeah. And you're stylish, you're fashionable.
You gotta look the part, even though I'm not, good. I've improved. I had some small goals this year. I took some lessons.
Did it help?
A little.
A little?
It's just also, it's time consuming.
Yeah.
I gotta go there. You gotta practice. And then also my kids are, I feel like we're getting to that point where the kids, they don't need me quite as much, but still I can't be gone for 5 hours in the middle of the day.
Can you bring the kids there and they can play as well?
Can. And they do sometimes, but I also like if I'm gonna go and golf, I want to golf. I don't want to
Right.
like teach them too.
Right.
They don't need lessons from me. So no, it is fun. It's I have a long way to go, but I've made some improvements. My lifelong learning.
Exactly. And there will be coming time where you'll be retired and
Yeah, right.
Al Caprino and you will
Yeah, we can
be
just
hitting
play
course
golf.
by course by course.
We can
Sure.
just golf.
Favorite binge show, TV show?
Mm. Oh gosh.
Anything you watch with
So
the family or?
yeah, honestly, so I am guilty of like watching some of the like old Yankee stuff. Like if you want to give me a good Yankeeography, Derek Jeter, any of those, like I'll watch that kind of stuff. As far as TV shows, I mean, I'll watch, you know, your latest thing on Netflix that someone recommends, but I'm not an avid TV watcher only because I wear contacts. And if I'm watching my TV at night, I can't see it. Like if I take my contacts out, it's because I'm going to bed and I'm going to watch TV and then I have to have my glasses on and then I fall asleep and it's like a whole thing. So I'm not a good TV watcher or movie watcher because if I'm doing those things, it's because I like want to relax and go to bed. And if I'm going to bed, I have to take my contacts out and I can't see.
Gotcha.
It's a real dilemma.
Yankees. Are you a Yankees fan, Bills fan?
I am a Yankees fan. So here's my caveat. I also grew up a Giants fan, and I am not a fair weather fan. I am still a Giants fan.
Okay,
but
good for
I've
you.
learned to like the Buffalo Bills, and they're hard to root against,
I know.
living in Western New York. So in the event that the Bills played the Giants, I would pick the Giants. But through and through, like week to week, I'm also cheering on the Bills, and they're doing much better than the Giants these days. But I'm not. My husband accuses me of being fair weather. I am not. I have my Giants gear. I wear it to work sometimes. I've always liked the Yankees.
Are they going to win the World Series?
I mean, I hope so. I went to a game this season with Cam in the summer. We had a great time. Went to Yankee Stadium with my parents, and I hadn't been to the new Yankee Stadium. I'd only been to the old one, so it was maybe I brought him some luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope so. We'll have to watch tomorrow. Game 1.
Exactly. Right? Start it off. Favorite food?
Anything pasta.
Anything pasta?
Yeah.
Do you make your own sauce then, or you just ragu it?
Oh gosh, no. So let me tell you a secret. I hate cooking.
It's all right.
Al cooks. Al's a great cook. And Al makes great sauce, great everything. So I'm a great cleaner. I'll clean up the kitchen, whatever, but I'm not a cook. I like to bake. So Al is a great cook. Great. He'll make sauce. He'll make.
Good for you
whatever.
finding a guy like that.
Yeah, nice Italian. I'm an Irish girl.
My spouse doesn't like to cook either, but that's for another podcast.
Yeah. We'll have to interview you.
Favorite movie? This is the last one, and then I got one more follow-up. Inspirational, maybe something that gets your gut and some.
Rudy.
You know who else's favorite movie was Rudy? Is Dr. Kasorik too.
Oh yeah.
Now, why Rudy?
Well, I like Notre Dame, and it's like, the little guy, like
that Irish sheet coming in.
Yeah. And I just feel like it's a movie that, like, growing up, my grandpa used to make us watch it. We all liked it. It's a great story.
It's a true story too.
It's good. But I told you I'm a bad movie watcher too, so I also have
Just the glasses and this.
Glasses, and I talk during the movie.
Does your husband always say it's a movie, you're not supposed to talk during it, or?
No, he just doesn't watch movies with me. He knows better now.
He's learned.
But like if I go to the movie theater with friends, like I warn people when they sit next to me, like I got.
Do you like to talk about the movie or other things?
The movie.
Okay.
Like have commentary.
You run the running commentary.
Yeah, I have questions, or I want, like, is that so and so, and people are like, shh.
What's the last movie you saw in the theater? Top Gun 2.
No, hang on. We went with like all the neighborhood moms went. What was the movie that came out?
Was
this
it
summer? That was the
chick flick?
It was.
It was. Who was the dreamy?
Oh, I'm so annoyed. I can't think of the name of the movie.
What was the plot? Like
I'm literally.
It'll come to you. You'll remember it on the way home. All right.
To you.
Yes, please. All right. My last question: if you could have dinner with anybody from history, who would it be and why?
Like my history, or like
anybody? I leave it wide open, so
Okay.
it could be a family history.
Yeah, I mean, what I wouldn't give for another conversation with my grandparents,
Mhm.
and I would need to have 4 dinners or maybe 2. But
Mhm.
you know, I would love for them to kind of meet my kids, meet my husband,
Mhm.
see where we are now.
Mhm.
Those would be something I wish that would be what I would want.
Very touching.
Thanks.
Well, Katie, that comes to the end of this podcast. I call your podcast Catching Up with Caprino.
Oh, okay.
You're a very humble person, and I'll end it with the beginning. It's great seeing you around the hallways because I understand the population that you work with. You deal with a lot of different adults, and you do it with ease and with a smile. And keep doing what you're doing at Village. We're very lucky that we have you.
Well, thanks for having me on the podcast. This was fun,
Well,
and hopefully I didn't misspeak.
no, you were great. You were great. You were fabulous. And I wish you good luck with the rest of your year. You can follow me on X at Michael Heiss 17, at Michael Heiss 17, all capitals, number 17. Who's number 17 for the Bills?
Josh Allen.
Josh
All
Allen.
right.
Or I'm on YouTube at the Big H Podcast and on Spotify and Rumble at the Big H Podcast.
All right. Well, I'll find your platform.
Catching up with Caprino. Katie, it's been a
Thanks.
pleasure.
The Big H Podcast, tune in now. Conversations that'll wow. Laugh and learn, stay a while. Let's explore that Hilton style. From the highs to the lows, every story just explodes. Mike's got questions on the go, diving deep from head to toe. Every week the guests align, sharing moments so divine. Stay with us, the pace is fine. Every episode you'll find